bought the home in August of 2020.
Okay. The collective?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the first guest was Christmas of 2020.
Okay, so you bought it in August of 2020.
Yeah. And the first person who stayed for like 2-week
Yeah,
guest.
it was like 17 days or
Yeah,
something.
they came over Christmas
Mhm.
of 2020, and that was our first day, and it went really well. They gave us some good tips, and they enjoyed it, so we thought, well, I guess we're doing something right.
It was owned for many years by of the Vanderstoop family
Okay.
from town. So
And when you first bought it, you said you figured it would be some kind of a rental. You weren't planning Airbnb necessarily, but
well, I think
We weren't going to move into it.
we were going to resell it or
okay, like flip it and
Yeah.
or try to do the Airbnb and
There was some things about the house that made it hard to sell, I think. Like there was no there was no central air.
okay.
So we put central air in, and what were some other big ticket things that had to happen?
the bathroom upstairs was just an old tub, and we did
Okay.
change that over to at least a shower up.
Redid the
there.
upstairs bathroom
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just some upgrades to make it a little more modern.
Yes, just a little more functional, and redid
Yeah.
all the windows and all the string in the window, or what would you call that? Yeah,
The
the
weights?
roping.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
weights,
yeah.
so that they're all functional
Okay,
again
so they've
because
got
they
the
had
old
all been
windows
cut.
That have
Yes,
okay.
or broke.
But they
Mhm.
had that all cut out beforehand and filled in
Yeah.
with old insulation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we kept the old windows.
So it needed some modernizing,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
and you did that. And so how did the Airbnb idea come? Was it that the Gambles that
Yeah.
said they'd done this, and
Yeah.
and neither of you had done that before, right?
No.
So
No.
what was your reaction when they suggested that?
I think we were all pretty excited to
Yeah.
try it.
Okay.
I mean, there weren't many in town when we
There
did it.
weren't.
We were maybe the third one that we knew of besides Gamble's.
Yeah.
They have their house that they live in and do Airbnb.
And we knew that if it didn't work as an Airbnb, we could always resell it.
Yeah.
Thanks to the work we put into it. There's occasional hiccups, like people lock themselves out, or
Okay.
I don't know.
One was they locked themselves in the bathroom
Yeah.
at one time.
Someone was locked in the
Anyway.
bathroom, a kid.
And what reasons do people come here? Why do they stay here? What are they here for?
A lot of Northwestern visits.
Okay.
The college in town is Northwestern. Northwestern visits, or people who have family in the area and their family doesn't have room to house them
Mhm.
anymore. There
Okay.
have been wedding parties. Some people have had little receptions here,
Mhm.
or bridal showers. There's funerals. It's a nice place for a group get together, like if you have a wedding or a funeral, family type events where there can be a common area to spend time together. Well, certainly never heard of the most hospitable host, but I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel like
Everybody was given their jobs of what they're good at. So
Yeah.
Sarah's obviously really good at communicating and welcoming people and communication wise and organizing that.
Organizing.
Okay,
the
so you're the
logistics.
organizer and
the person who
She
takes care of
communicates
guests.
with all the guests.
okay.
Yeah.
And then Jill is in charge of cleaning and making sure that the house is stocked and ready to go, and you keep projects going as things age.
Yeah. We did more of the decorating, preparing, getting
So you
the house
do
ready.
cleaning,
So
the stocking
a little
of
more of
supplies
the detail oriented as far as
Yeah.
okay.
each room and getting it clean and making sure it's perfect before people
All
come.
right. Do you clean
So-
yourself, or do you have someone that?
I do,
Okay.
but I have a group of us that
Okay,
do it with
sure.
me.
But you're here.
So it's not, but
almost
I'm always
every time.
here. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think
Almost
that's one
always.
thing. So, like being the most hospitable, one of the tenets was cleanliness. And I think if one of the owners is cleaning, there's a lot more skin in the game.
Mhm.
You're more likely to keep it clean and make sure the guests have a good experience. If you turn it over to a management company, you lose some of that accountability, maybe
Care that goes
Yeah.
into it,
yeah,
Yeah,
Or you
and just
don't-
knowing the details of what,
yeah.
every time I come through, just knowing each room has to have, however. It just is, it makes consistency as well, and
Yeah.
not too often do we forget anything?
No.
So,
What kind of things do you supply guests that do you go above and beyond what most places supply, or what do you?
well, we try to stock the kitchen really well.
Okay.
You know, with its staples, a lot of the
Flour, sugar, coffee.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. I think people really like the coffee. We leave a large amount of that, and so that's sometimes well used.
Okay.
Typically, set a bottle of wine on the counter and leave
Mhm.
drinking water in the fridge.
Okay.
All the toiletries are here.
Mhm.
The linens.
Plenty of towels. That's and plenty of paper goods as well. That's
Yeah.
one thing when I've
Oh,
gone
sure.
to different ones. If you can run short on those things, and so we try to.
It's
To leave
surprising
enough.
how many supplies go in and out of the house.
Yeah.
You know, just like
And large
the things
groups
add
and-
up, like toilet paper,
Yes.
paper
Yeah.
towels, laundry detergent,
Mhm.
replacing towels.
Mhm.
It takes a lot to
People-
keep a house running.
People walk out of here with some of those things.
I don't think they do, but when you're
It
here,
just
you make
gets
it
well
home.
used. Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Like when people come here for a wedding and everyone hangs out here in between the wedding, which we wanted to be used for that, they make it feel like home and they
Oh,
use
yeah.
the kitchen like home.
Mhm.
Oh, sure. Sure. Now you said you'd never heard of Most Hospitable Host, but when you heard about this, is this something that they just hit you with, or do you apply for, or what was your?
They emailed
Okay.
saying that we were. the
Didn't
most
even know
hospitable.
that it was a thing. So
No.
when you got that email, when did they notify you, and what was your
Probably
reaction?
June or so, and then I
Okay.
had to fill out a questionnaire just answering questions about our Airbnb, if we live close to the Airbnb, if we have any other Airbnb. Just a lot of logistical questions, but it was based on the 3 tenets of cleanliness, check-in, like the ease of check-in, and communication. Airbnb does have a superhost status that you can qualify for every quarter, and that's based on your reviews and not canceling out on guests and having a certain amount of reservations each quarter as well. So we knew we had been hitting that super host target each quarter, but a lot of hosts get the super host target, so
Okay.
this was a surprise on top of that.